Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pizza Time Chronicles. It is time to get lost in the pizza sauce. Everybody, we just secured, we just secured our first radio deal with Hispanglish Radio, and we are here with our amazing guest, the Councilwoman, the Woman of the Year, the inspirational youth leader, Councilwoman from Allentown, Natalie Santos. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you just graduated from Kutztown University. How does that feel?
I did. It's an amazing accomplishment. It just feels really good to accomplish that. I mean, you should know. You graduated from there too. You know how it feels.
I mean, it was an hour ceremony, so I didn't know how to feel. It was like a first time back in person.
hmm
But Natalie, let everybody know who you are.
Well, my name's Natalie Santos. I am now a Kutztown alumni. Graduated with my bachelor's in psychology, and I am also a city council person for Allentown, and I am the youngest Latina woman to do it, I believe, in Pennsylvania. So that's my background.
Congratulations. I was saying it before the interview, you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot, especially for your age. You're younger than me. Um, and I'm so proud of you, everything you're
Oh,
doing.
thank you. I'm
I know
proud of you. You're doing a lot.
I don't think I'm doing too much, but
What? You're writing a book, sir. Don't minimize that.
but you know, I'm looking at everything you're doing on Facebook, and you took a leap of faith. You did something that a lot of young people aspire to do. A lot of us didn't know we could run for city council as early as we did, and you know, now you're not the only one from Kutztown who won their
Yeah.
seat. You have Wesley Butler as well from Reading,
hmm
and it really touched me because I was like, young people are stepping up now. Young people are taking those positions we wanted for years, and that's my first question to you. Has it hit you yet, like that you're a council person on the Allentown City Council?
No, it hasn't. It's so weird. As I was telling you earlier, I was yesterday was my first in-person meeting, and I was sitting there at my desk, and it's kind of like this imposter syndrome moment. You're just like, wow, like I'm here, but I feel like I'm not here. Like it's so crazy. It's a very bittersweet feeling.
I can only imagine how crazy that feels, but putting it into perspective, how does it feel that you are the one who set the foundation for other young people to potentially be on city council at your age or younger?
Oh, it's so exciting. It just goes to show that with the right kind of motivation that you can do anything that you put your mind to, especially with I had an amazing team behind me. Could not have done it without them. um just finding those people that are willing to help you along the way, and there are many people around you, whether you know it or not. You just have to ask the right people. It's just a matter of asking a question, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So having those people around you and guiding you through the process, that's how I even got to learn about what city council even was, and how somebody like me can even run for it and accomplish something like this.
Right.
So um it's just a wonderful experience, and I hope that me even running and doing this position could inspire other people to do it. I remember saying during the primaries, um i I remember saying, even if I don't win, I'm still accomplishing something huge, because I would be the first young Latina woman to, the youngest to do this. And it's just crazy. It's like even by doing that, like you're inspiring other people. Even if I didn't win, like I still would have had hit that milestone. So it's really crazy.
I mean, what did it feel like when you found out you won, that you were
Oh,
officially on the city council?
oh my goodness. I remember I had worked that same day, the election. So Usually the results come out at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. because they take a while to count the
Mm.
results. So I remember trying to stay up and I fell asleep at like 12 because I was exhausted. And I woke up and like I'm woken up by a phone call from my manager. And it's like that the Joe Biden meme when Kamala is calling Joe Biden, and it felt exactly like that. It's like we did it. I'm just like, what do you mean? I haven't even seen the results yet. And I'm looking at the results and it's just like, wow, that's crazy. That's so insane.
And I wanted to ask, what inspires you? Obviously, wanting to be the youngest Latina to win a seat, but what really inspired you beyond that to be on city council?
Mhm. So during the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020, I think it was actually 2019 is when they began. Um, there were a lot of organizations that were hosting protests in Allentown, and that's how I started to get more involved in the community, and I started to find people that had these resources so that I can actually be inspired to run for this. So it all started with that, um, and it all went downhill from there.
Oh, wow. And I can only imagine that, you're a college student, you got the campaign going. Did
Yeah.
that did that interfere with your studies, or you just feel like there was a balance?
It definitely interfered, but not negatively. It was definitely a challenge to balance these things. But I got through it just with a bunch of sticky notes on my mirror, like planning down my days by the minute sometimes. But it wasn't that challenging, like for Allentown City Council is a part-time job. The only thing that really took a lot of time from me was not that it took a lot of time, but it took the most time to do was the campaign process, which is like knocking on people's doors and like doing things, interviews for social media and things of that sort. So it wasn't too time consuming, and even now it's not that time consuming, so I think it's very doable.
Right. We have the power of social media.
Of
I can
course.
do a lot, probably save you thousands of dollars and
Yes.
buying signs and everything, because you can just literally make a free Canva, market it, and have your supporters share it. What's really impressive about your victory and Wesley's, because I mean, you both went down the same route almost. I don't know who went down a tougher path. I'm from Reading, so
Mhm.
again, it's still a tough path regardless.
Mhm.
What really impressed me is that we both know that when young people enter a room, they don't take us too seriously. They
Right.
don't really listen to our voices until we make an impact like you did.
Right.
And what did it feel like going into it? Did you have an anxiety? Did you had anxiety? Do you not believe so many people were going to support you? What was that mindset like?
Oh, it was okay. So at the beginning of this, it was about like August 2019. And I was a completely different person back then. Like I was even more soft spoken than I am now. I was even more shy and like less outgoing. Um, but like the emotions and the feelings of injustice, like that really makes you want to change and do something and motivates you to want to be better and to, make change. So with those feelings, I was able to like put that first step forward and actually do this. So I was really bad at public speaking. I still am, but I feel like I'm coming out of my shell even more. But there was definitely a lot of anxious feelings because I felt that in order to be a good representative of your people, you have to be like this flashy person. Like you have to be good at talking to everybody and you have to be a jack of all trades. But I'm a regular person. Like I'm relatively shy. Like I don't talk that much on my own time. Like I'm not always hanging out with friends and things. Like I have social anxiety, like to put it like that. Like
Mhm.
I'm a regular person. And I was still able to do this. Like in order to one of the biggest lessons that I learned from it was in order to be a good representative of your people, you don't have to be that person. You don't have to be um talkative, you don't have to be good at giving presentations. Like if you know what your community is going through and you feel if you know what's best for your community and you're listening to what the community is telling you, then that's all you need to do. You just it's just a matter of communication. So there's that.
Absolutely amazing. And you're a natural speaker now. I mean,
For the most part.
you can see the passion, you can sense the passion. You have purpose behind what you're doing. You know, you wanted to be a voice. You wanted to be that voice for young people. You wanted to be that voice for people who look like you, who speak like you.
Mhm.
Um, and that's just amazing. And you remind me of somebody we both know who is actually on this show, Serena,
Yes, I love Serena.
Serena Torres. You know, you there's that's only a product. You know that you two are a product of the future,
Right.
of what the future is going to be like. That city council might get younger.
Hmm.
Someone younger than yourself might step up and say, it's my time. And
Right.
that's the exciting part of this. And that's your legacy now. You know, and it's going to hit you eventually. I don't know how many years from now, but like, damn, I was the youngest person. And now someone potentially who's 18 can
Right.
do it. And that's the exciting part. You know, my next question to you is, what's next? I mean, you graduated, you on city council. What are your plans now?
Well, right now I'm currently working at a counseling firm, so I'd be using my degree there, and I'm gonna be working under supervision until I can eventually get licensed and do it on my own. But besides that, for city council, it is just a matter of like sitting and listening, because ideologically, like, I know where I want to be, like I know what I stand for, but the procedural side of things is just what's messing me up a little bit,
Mhm.
because I'm very new to this, to the procedures of how to vote on something, how to bring up a new ordinance that you want to come into play, and all of these new committee meetings and things like that. So right now it's just a matter of learning those processes, and then eventually bringing in what I want to come into play. So one of my biggest goals is to make Allentown more sustainable, so eco-friendly, especially because we are a majority BIPOC city, so that takes effect on us more. Um, so that most of the legislation that will come from me is definitely going to be surrounding sustainability.
You know, we talk about sustainability and people overlook that.
Mm-hmm.
People really overlook that and they wonder why it's 70 degrees in winter
Right.
sometimes. And they're like, because we're not taking care of our environment, especially where we live. Um, you know, Allentown's a very beautiful city.
Right.
I love going to Allentown every chance I get. And, you know, when people just want to not worry about sustainability, you know, it kind of, you know, I'm not saying it knocks the beauty of the city, but, you know, when you go in there and you see it, you know, trash everywhere, people not taking care of where they live. And that's the fact, that's where they live.
Right.
They should be taking care of it. You know, the fact that you are there to help promote it is amazing. It's that you're a voice for that. And, you know, I'm just proud of you. I don't even know what else to say. Like
Thank
I,
you.
I I'm just proud of you because when I met you in Kutztown, I was bigger. Uh, that's big boy Gio. When you met big boy Gio, you know, you were so ambitious. You were I think we were starting the women's group. We were continuing the women's group in Kutztown and you stepped in and you wanted to be a part of it. You wanted to create change.
Mhm.
And then I watched you grow. And then when I saw your name, I was like, she's running for city council. I was like, it's like mind blown. I'm
Yeah.
like mind blown. I'm like, wow. So, you know, Natalie, I only got to say this to you, and I know I'm praising you a lot in this episode, but again, I'm just proud of you.
Thank
You
you so
know,
much.
I don't know how long you plan to be on the city council, and I hope people plan to keep you there.
Mhm.
Because I can only tell you your ideas and how much you're gonna grow and how much you're gonna learn. You want to stay there for the long run.
Yes.
Maybe you want to run for mayor. I don't know. Maybe we
We'll
have the
see.
youngest mayor eventually.
We'll see. Hopefully.
We'll see. I can see it happening. I'm
Maybe.
not.
Who knows?
I can't vote for you, but I'm not. I'm gonna be promoting you. Um, who knows where I end up? Maybe I can vote for you. I don't know.
It's Valentine. Let's see. Let's do something.
Who knows where I end up? I'm in Indiana, Pennsylvania. I don't. People don't even know where that's at. People don't even know it's an hour away from Pittsburgh.
Oh my goodness.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I can only see the future for you. I can see you making a book about this eventually. Yeah, I'm just excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Natalie, my next question to you is, I asked about what your next steps are, but what message do you have for other young people or for people who support you? What message do you have for them?
Mhm. I always I try and stick to the same thing. I say almost the same thing every time when people ask me when I have a message, and only because like I feel like it's the most meaningful thing. But never let anybody tell you you can't do something, because I promise you, one way or another, you're going to bring something to the table. No matter what skills you have, it can be used for that thing that you are trying to pursue. Like for me, I'm not a good public speaker, but I have certain ideas that I want to put into place, and the work ethic in order to do those things. So don't let anybody tell you no, especially if it's because you're young and you don't have real world experience. You definitely do have real world experience. That's just older people's way of trying to keep you from like their sector of the world. But that's over with. Please don't listen to them. You can do it, I promise.
It definitely is over with. I think I let it be known during the Pennsylvania Latino Convention
Yes.
that those times are over.
They're over.
Young professionals are stepping up because we weren't represented before. We were promised all these things, and now we have to step up when we should be enjoying our college years and everything else and our reckless spending of our college refund checks. We should be enjoying those days. And now we have to step up
Yes.
because some people are falling through. And
Hmm.
I'm not going to mention who those people are. This is not what this podcast is for.
That's another
That's
story.
another story. When I'm not wearing a pizza hoodie and a Kango hat. But it is great to know that the future is young
Mhm.
and that it's only going to get younger. It's people are only going to step up because they believe in their community and they know that everything's possible. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm coming out with this book.
Yes.
My network is beyond this nation. It's international now. I can only imagine what your network's going to look like in the next couple of months.
Mhm.
What you're going to be exposed to. But again, you are an inspiration, not only for young people, but to women, young women who and Latinos everywhere.
Mhm.
It's only gonna add on for you from here.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. But Natalie, we are reaching to the end of this episode, and you already know what this podcast is all about. It was formed for pizza, and I like to ask all my guests this one question. What is your favorite pizza,
Mhm.
and where is that pizza from?
Is definitely, oh my gosh. I haven't had this in such a long time because I've like built an intolerance to cheese recently. That's a great story
Uh,
for another time. But it is definitely the the pan baked dish pizza from Domino's, and the toppings are, it's regular cheese, but instead of red sauce, it's Alfredo sauce, and
oh,
has spinach and banana peppers. That's my absolute favorite. I'll eat nothing else.
so
When it
you
comes,
pay extra. I'm
oh,
just-
oh yeah. I mean, occasionally, like
You have to treat yourself.
you have to treat yourself. Exactly.
Those refund checks coming in clutch.
Oh
But
yeah.
the fat our loan lenders are like, damn it, they don't understand. They should be reducing their loans, not using.
Exactly.
Listen, that money's for me. I'm using it. I'm just gonna pay for. It's funny because it's like my mentor is always telling me now is like we're gonna be paying for our fries later. We're gonna be paying that. We're gonna be paying for those clothes later that we use for a refund. But listen, I'm a flex while I still can. But but
Exactly. You only live once.
but Domino's is a great choice. That was my choice. The pan pizzas at midnight,
Yes.
those are the best. Even
They
though
are the best.
those pan pizzas are why I got surgery. But anyway, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, you can't get too lost in the pizza sauce because that's too much sodium, and then you end up getting surgery. Please don't get surgery, please. Control your health while you can. But Natalie, send us out.
Um, this was Natalie Santos and G Slice coming back at you, and have a great day.
We got way more great guests coming on to this show. Women's History Month is stacked. Natalie is only kicking us. It's gonna be her episodes in February, but we might as well cut it through because we got a lot of great women coming on to this show. Too much for March to handle. We got March Madness coming early, and it's not even related to sports. But but hey, everybody, have a great night. When you watch this, it's mostly likely coming out at night. But until next time.